My name is Udoma Charles. I'm the MD of Conquer Technologies and Solutions Limited. We are primarily into EPC, electrical power engineering, from industrial power engineering, electrical systems to renewable energy. We deploy renewable energy solutions from between 5 kilowatts to 5 megawatts system, both from design, conception, design, procurement, full implementation of renewable energy solutions. For Conquer Technology, our priority and our passion is geared towards solutions. We focus more on solving problems around engineering, systems design, EPC solutions, solar power solutions, electrical engineering solutions, because we do like an end-to-end system in terms of solving the problem from the start to finish. Solar on its own is like an add-on solution to an existing power system in terms of doing a building project. From your development to finishing, we can be involved from the architectural design to the completion stage. When I say we've involved in architectural, in terms of your wiring, your electrical wiring design from scratch, because if your electrical system is not okay, it becomes difficult to integrate a reliable, sustainable power into that system. So this is one of the things we try to emphasize, especially in Nigeria. Based on our experience around the states and around the world, we have noticed that, especially in Nigeria and Africa, one of the biggest challenges we face is electrical system design. The electrical part of the solution gives us a lot of problem, because when we get to any site, we discover it's not properly done. And if the electrical is not properly done, it affects efficiency of the solar system. So this is one of the things that we emphasize to our clients. If you have a fresh project and you get us involved, efficiency is what we can guarantee 100%. But if we are not there from the beginning, we may not be able to guarantee 100% efficiency. But we will work with what you have to give you optimum efficiency. I have a background in consulting, and consulting is like a solution provision. In everything you do, you need technical consulting, you need somebody, you need organizations that have the know-how of end-to-end, from end-to-end. So based on my consulting background, we offer, in Conquer Technology, we offer consulting services in the area of electrical system design, implementation, procurement, and utilization, cost benefit analysis. Even we do benchmarking in terms of power implementation. So consulting is a critical role in EPC projects. Even when you talk of pilot, we've done pilot project for World Bank, not Conquer Technology per se, but while I was still in paid employment, we did pilot projects where we did a feasibility study for solar systems and things like that. But for coming down to individuals and companies, you want to deploy solar for your company, you want to deploy solar from 100 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt, 500 kilowatt, 1 megawatt, you need a consultant to talk to you, to assist you and put you on the right track for proper implementation and efficiency of your investment. You to get like a value for your money spent. Those are some of the things we do. We offer consulting services from engineering design to implementation monitoring. So we also do implementation monitoring design, supervision, things like that for power projects, not only solar, but also electrical, large-scale electrical power projects, high voltage, low voltage systems as well. We have done over 150 solar projects, some from start to finish, some we came in halfway to finish the project that was not done properly. Some were correction systems that were installed wrongly and not serving the client. We just came to do correction, things like that. In total, over 150 projects. And these are systems between 3 kilowatts to 150 kilowatts system from Konka. We have implemented larger projects as joint venture and as EPC partners to foreign companies. Some of our partners are in Europe. Asantis is one of our partners. We also have JCO in Bangladesh and PSL in US. So they are partner in large-scale projects from 300 kilowatts to 5 megawatts. For projects in Nigeria, we have done projects for farms, about 20 kilowatts for a farm in Ikorodu. We've done project for hospital. Our largest project for hospital is about 35 kilowatts for hospital. For hostel in Owerri, in Anambra, we've also done solar projects for them, about 25 kilowatt and 30 kilowatt respectively. We've done project for commercial project for tank farm, done solar for tank farm to power some of their machines and power and lighting system overnight. So about 50 kilowatts. We've done project for banks as a replacement for their UPS system, 25 kilowatts. We've done for universities, both in Nigeria and Ghana. Done project for universities, hostel where we power hostel lightings and some external points for charging phones, between 10 to 50 kilowatt systems. Residential projects, a lot of residential projects between 3 kilowatts to 30 kilowatts residential projects. So in total, we've done nothing less than 150 systems. I will talk about 3 of our major projects. I will start with this one. Though it is residential, but it's industrial scale. You're talking of about nothing less than 55 kilowatt system. 55 kilowatt system, that is powering an industrial AC of about 2 outdoor units. If you look at the parameter on the AC, one is reading 8.3 kilowatts. Another one is about 12.9 kilowatts. In total, that's about 20 kilowatt system. And one of the things that made this solution special is that there is no grid and there is no generator. The solution is running 100% on the solar system that we installed. This is a solution that is over a year. Solution is over a year, and we have not recorded downtime more than once. And that downtime was not up to, it was less than 5 hours downtime during heavy rainfall, and utilization was very high at that period. The system went down between 5 in the morning to 9 a.m. That was the only period, after 5 days continuous rain. So the client is so excited about the project, and we've had a lot of recommendations from here. It's also our landmark project because we had the opportunity to showcase our expertise, global expertise, on this project. This is a project that you can take to anywhere in the world. We deploy world-class equipment, world-class expertise. Deploy Sony system, SMA systems, SMA inverters, and 10-volt lithium batteries, all German systems. And when it comes to efficiency, performance, and money back, you can give it to German system. The battery, we got 10 years on it, 10 years guarantee on the battery, and 10 years on inverter. What it means is, if anything goes wrong within this period, it will be replaced. But performance life is over 20 years of both systems. Over 20 years. The solar system is 30 years. The JA solar that we deploy, that we use for this deployment. So you are talking of investment of nothing less than 20 years before any expense is made on this investment. So it's a landmark project because we can proudly say that it's one of the best systems that you can talk of in Nigeria. Talking about the duration of this project, we were fortunate to be part of the project from the beginning, from design stage to full implementation and everything, procurement and what have you. So I will say that we worked with the architects to do the structural design for the PV and also the electrical system. So it was like a top notch for us. Talking about the duration of the project, for a project of this nature, 50 kilowatt, 55 kilowatt, 60 kilowatt system, we are talking about between 1 to 2 months, 2 months maximum. But for this particular project, because of the involvement, our involvement on the project from the get-go, from the electrical system design, from the structural adjustment of the architecture design to finishing, we were involved. For actual implementation, after finishing of the structure, between 1 to 2 months maximum. Being part of the project from inception makes a lot of difference in terms of efficiency, cost savings, and value for money. Because if we are part of the project from inception, you will look at the architecture of the building. We can advise on the orientation of the roof. We can advise on the roof scale, roof capacity, roof size, things like that. So you don't just design without planning to install solar, and you just determine the roof structure, and after you finish the roof structure, you call us to come and implement when we can't do anything about the roof structure. You have inefficiency in the PV because it may not favor the orientation of your roof may not favor the solar 100%. So it is very important to bring in, if you have an intention of using solar in your building, it's extremely important to involve the engineers, the companies from the beginning. Let them see your architecture, drawing the roof structure, and advise you on the best orientation, the best structure design for your roof that will give you 100% utilization for your PV system. And that is one. And let me also add, it's also, the other aspect is the electrical engineering aspect, advisory, and we look at your electrical design and advise you properly on the design. For existing structure, there is still hope, and some, fortunately for some structure, we get up to 90% utilization of their roof. Some may be below, but we've had scenario where we are able to even get up to 95-98% of utilization from existing structures. Talking about challenges in the industry, in deploying solar solution generally in Nigeria, is a huge challenge. A lot of people, you know, the country the way it is, everybody now is a solar engineer, and people are desperate about having power 24 hours. So they fall victim of these desperate so-called solar engineers. Deploying solar, they will tell you, okay, what is your budget? What do you have? We can do solar for you. And at the end of the day, it is deployed. 1 month, 3 months is down. And it's so discouraging, because when you meet such people, how do you convince them that the solution works? So this is what a very big challenge in Nigeria. And I want to use this opportunity to tell investors, individuals and companies who desire to spend on renewable energy solar solution. It is very important to realize one thing: the know-how of the engineer deploying the system determines the success of the project. It is the know-how. I have had experience where I met somebody that brought all his equipment from UK. He brought inverter, battery, solar panel, everything from UK. And unfortunately, he met the wrong hand. He put those things in the wrong hand, and they mess up the whole equipment. This solar solution is not trial and error. A lot of so-called engineers in Nigeria do trial and error. There's a process, and the process should start from the planning, the load profile. If anyone wants to deploy solar, what the engineer, the first priority, what is your load profile? What is the load profile? What is the system going to power? Number one. Number two, how long do you want this power? Number three, what is the situation of grid in that environment? Do you want a system with grid compensation? Are you deploying without grid? You want to depend? What is the percentage of dependence on grid? Is it 100%, 2%, 1%, 50%? This information you need to know from the client. When you get these details, this is the detail that help you to design the solution. It is not the hardware that provides the solution. It is the design. When you get your design wrong, if you deploy the best hardware, the system will be wrong. So these are some of the things that investors need to understand. Talking about hardware for deployment in Nigeria, what is available in Nigeria vis-a-vis what is deployed. Now, yes, the drivers, will I say drivers or the marketers of solar solution on a lower scale for residential are the problems. You see an individual that doesn't have a single idea of the technology. selling the technology to individuals. You see these guys that does not know the difference between amps and voltage, selling batteries, selling solar panels. You don't blame them. Their priority, the priority of a trader is to sell. Even if what he's selling is trash, he wants to convince you to sell. So these are some of the things that make us different. We are not particular about hardware. We are particular about solution. What Konka Technology stands for and what Konka Technology sell is solution. We design and recommend the best hardware. After design, our design is what determines the hardware we recommend. So you don't do it the other way around. You don't put the cart before the horse. So if you make that mistake, you get your finger burnt. A lot of residential users go to Arena, go to Alaba and buy the hardware and look for one installer right there to follow him and do the installation. It's penny wise, pounds foolish. If, for example, you consult a professional and you end up spending 3 million, it's better than spending 1.5 million and in 6 months it's gone. Whereas your 3 million sustained you for nothing less than 3 years, 4 years. If you are going to change anything, it's battery after 3 years, 4 years. But when you engage the wrong people, you spend 1.5 million in 6 months or less, it's gone. So these are some of the disadvantages. So in terms of hardware, we recommend hardware after our design. We have a trusted partner in Asia, India, Germany, US. So we have deployed hardware from all these countries. We have deployed US systems, Deca battery and the rest of them. We have deployed. We've deployed, like I showed you, TESVOLS, SMA system. We've deployed. We've deployed system from Switzerland. We've deployed system from France. Deployed system from China. But we go for tier 1 brand. Only tier 1 brand. Whichever country it is, we go for tier 1. Okay, talking about grid system, on-grid system, off-grid system, let me just do like a summary of the explanation. You can majorly, there are two major solutions around the solar system, where you want to use solar 100% or you want to use solar with grid compensation. That's how we put it. Solar with grid compensation. Solar priority. Take note, solar priority with grid compensation. What that means is our system, most of the system we deploy are the solar PV system we deploy. We do solar priority with grid compensation. And we do off-grid. Off-grid simply means solar 100%. Solar 100 without NEPA. Without NEPA. 100% solar without NEPA. So for solar with grid compensation, because of cost of implementation, cost of implementing off-grid without NEPA is on the high side. Some clients, companies cannot afford it. But what that means is you must be able to install enough solar to generate your capacity and also be able to charge your battery 100% before 4 p.m. So looking at this, a lot of individuals, household, company may not be able to afford off-grid, total off-grid system. So we deploy solar with grid compensation. What it means is you are able to cut down costs significantly, apart from eliminating generator. Deploying a solar system and still using generator is one of the things I recommend. You should be able to have value for money for deploying solar. Your solar should be able to eliminate generating set. In an instance where you want to use generator, maybe once a year, twice a year during heavy downpour and long duration of rainfall. That's all. Most of our PV system that we deploy are hybrid systems, and you are able to prioritize the inputs. And in all our system, we prioritize solar. It's when solar is not available or sufficient, the system pulls from either battery or grid to supply the load. But when solar is enough to supply the load, solar supplies the load directly. The remaining power is used to charge the battery. Because irradiation, when I say irradiation, the sun ray is not constant. So sometimes it goes down and come up. But when it goes down, the system switches to battery or grid. So if grid is available during the day, the system switches to grid. If grid is not available, it switches to battery. But in a situation where solar is adequate, the sun availability is good enough, you are able to generate enough to power the load and to charge the battery during the day. So on the average, you are able to balance your battery and reduce the stress on battery during the day. So you can still have 80% minimum of battery by evening period to utilize over the night. But from 5, there is a cutoff to either battery or grid. So what this means is if your consumption is, for example, 5 kilowatts hour, and the solar is able to generate 6 kilowatt hour, what that means is you are not pulling 5 kilowatt from grid during that period until when that sun is not available. You start pulling that 5 kilowatt from grid. So if at the end of the day sun is available for 6 hours, it means that you have been able to save 5 kilowatts times 6 hours from grid. So if you do the costing, that will be deducted because you are not utilized. So what that means is if you have solar, you are saving nothing less than 50-60% from your electricity bill or where you don't have solar. So these are some of the solutions. And also take note that you are not utilizing generator. You are not buying fuel or diesel at this period. Depending on your utilization during the day, utilization could be peak during the day. So if your utilization is peak during the day, what that means is that you will save nothing less than 70% on electricity bill. If, for example, you are paying 100,000 per month for electricity bill, or you are paying 50,000 for electricity bill, if your utilization is peak during the day, what that means is that you are not going to, if you are spending 100,000, you are going to be spending 30,000 every month on electricity instead of 100,000. If you are spending 50,000, it means you are going to be spending about 15,000 every month instead of 50,000. If your utilization is peak during the day. But where your utilization is peak during the night, what happens is your battery is fully charged for night use because your utilization is low during the day. So most of the energy goes on storage. So for this kind of system, when we design, this is where design comes in. When we design, we increase your storage to be able to carry you till morning. So you will still be able to save 70% during for on NEPA bill with even this high utilization during the night. Okay, to wrap it up, one of the things that we are offering our first-time callers, if you are interested in deploying a solar solution for a first-timer, we can give you free advice and consultation for free. We can advise you in terms of capacity and everything. Feel free to call us, email us, chat us on our customer service line. We will give you expert advice. If you already have a system that is not working, if you already have a system that is not serving, that you've made an investment and you are not seeing the value of that solar, you can also call us for advice and possible solution or recommendation. For those that are interested in deploying solar solution and may not have the funding, you can feel free to also reach out to us. We have some arrangement with some banks for funding between 5 kilowatts to 1 megawatt. What that means is simply, if you are looking at like a 2-bedroom capacity kind of power, to duplex, to industry, company, banks, so hospitals, and the rest, we can arrange with you on an installment kind of payment. Thank you. Feel free to reach us. Our line, our contact is available 24 hours. Thank you.